Good day everyone, this is Teacher Abby, your mathematics learning guide today. So buckle up and prepare the following: ballpen, self-learning module, math notebook, and always be ready to answer questions. So now, let's have a wonderful day of proportion. Our objectives for this day lessons are the following: define proportion, describe proportion, and identify the properties of proportion. Now, for our first activity, let's have give me my ratio. You're going to analyze the picture that will be posted, write the ratio based on the given condition, and write your answer in your math notebook. For the given number 1, we have a picture here of a ruler with feet and inches. So you're going to get the ratio of A, 2 feet to inches, and B, 4 feet to inches. You may pause this video and write your answer in your notebook. So the answer are, for letter A, we have 2 over 24 or 1 over 12. And B, we have 4 over 48 or 1 over 12. Let's have the next example. Next given rather. So you're going to give the ratio of A, girl to the sandwiches, and B, paper bag to the sandwiches. Again, you may pause this video to write your answer in your notebook. So the answer are, for letter A, we have 1/3. And for letter B, we also have 1/3. Number 3. You're gonna give the ratio of the side AB to side DE. And side BC to side EF. Okay, so the answer are, for letter A, we have 2. And for letter B, we also have 2. Now that you already get the ratio, I want you to answer this question on your notebook. What makes the two ratios proportion? You may pause this video and write your answer on your notebook. So let's have the second activity called equal ratios. You're going to analyze the example that will be posted. Write P if the examples are proportional and NP if not. Write your answer in your math notebook. First given. So we have here 2 feet over 24 inches and 4 feet over 48 inches. So this is the ratio between feet and inches. Is it P or NP? So the answer here is P. Because if we're going to simplify 2 over 24, we need to divide them with the greatest common factor nila, which is 2. So 2 divided by 2, we have 1. 24 divided by 2 is 12. The same thing with 4 over 48. I-divide natin sila sa greatest common factor nila, which is 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 48 divided by 4 is 12. Thus, they are proportion. For example, for given number 2, we have the ratio of 1 girl over the 3 sandwiches and the ratio of 1 bag over 3 sandwiches. Is this proportional or not? P or NP? So this is NP. Though they have the same quantity, which is 1/3, para silang 1/3 ano. But, the thing is, they didn't have the same unit. For the first ratio, we have the girl over sandwiches. So, ang kanyang unit is girl per sandwich. And on the other hand, we have the bag per sandwiches. So, this is not proportion. Next, number 3. We have the ratio of side AB, which is 10 cm, to side DE, which is 5 cm. And also, we have the ratio of side BC, which is 8 centimeters, and side EF, which is 4 centimeters. So, ito siya. 10 over 5 and 8 over 4. Is this P or NP? The answer here is P. Obviously, this is proportional. So, simplify natin para makita nyo kung talagang siya ay proportional. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And 8 divided by 4 is also 2. So, this is proportional. And all of them have the same unit of centimeters. Okay, next, number 4. Okay, so this is an application of our topic for today. So, ratio of the head, 10 over 15 of the dog, and ratio of the body, the scale of the body is 20 over 30. So, is this proportion or not? P or NP? So, this is proportional. So, again, if we're going to simplify this, 10 over 15 will have 2 over 3. Same thing with 20 over 30, it is 2 over 3. So, this is the application of our lesson for today, but it will be discussed by your next teacher. Okay, let's have number 5, the ratio of 1 boy over 6 books and 6 books over 1 boy. Is this proportional or not proportional? P or NP? So, this is not proportional. So, obviously, the quantity and unit of these ratios are not the same. So, kung ilalagay natin to in a fraction form, we will have 1 over 6. Ito naman pangalawa, we will have 6 over 1. And obviously, their unit are not the same. So, yung una, boy per books tayo. Pangalawa, books per boy. So, this is not proportional. So, we can now say that proportion is the equality of 2 or more ratios. But, remember, when we say equality, it should be equal in quantity and equal in unit. So, ibig sabihin, pag proportion, hindi lang basta quantity yung parehas or hindi lang basta number yung parehas. Dapat parehas din ang kanilang unit para matawag na they are proportion. Okay, so after knowing the meaning of proportion, we can now move on to the fundamental rule of proportion. So, it says here that if W is to X equals Y is to Z, then W over X is equal to Y over Z, provided that X and Z is not equal to 0. So, for our example, we have here Y is to 3 equals A is to 4. So, sinasabi lang sa ating fundamental rule of proportion is that if we change the form into fraction, hindi mababago ang ating proportion. We still have the same proportion. So, kung itong given natin na Y is to 3, ay pwede natin siyang isulat as Y over 3 equals A over 4. So, writing the proportion into fraction form will not affect its value. So, yun yung sa may fundamental rule of proportion. So, let's have the properties of proportion naman. So, what are the properties of proportion? So, isa-isahin natin, So, the first property is what we call the cross multiplication property. So, it says here that if W over X is equal to Y over Z, then W times Z is also equal to X times Y, provided that X and Z is not equal to 0. So, into fraction form, pwede daw natin silang gamitan ng cross multiplication at will still have the same proportion. So, for our example na kanina na nakuha natin through a fundamental rule of proportion, which is Y over 3 equals A over 4, solve natin to. So, Y times 4 is 4Y. 3 times A is 3A. So, same lang po iyan ng ating given na y over 3 equals a over 4. So, that is cross multiplication property. Okay, so yung mga proportion pwede natin cross multiply. Okay, so for the next properties, para lang ma-prove natin ng tama, or ma-prove lang natin, mapakita lang natin na pare-parehas, ilalagay ko yung ating sagot sa cross multiplication sa baba as a reference. So, tutukuyin natin ngayon kung pag nagbago ba ang property, mababago din ba ang proportion. So, yun yung ating gagawin ngayon. So, next example, next property tayo, which is alternation property. So, ito yung tinutukoy ko. Nilagay ko na lang muna dito si cross multiplication, yung lumabas sa cross multiplication property as a guide natin. So, kung pag binago ko pa, pag ibang property ba yung ginamit ko, maiiba ba ang sagot? So, sa alternation property, we have if w over x is equal to y over z, then w over y is equal to x over z, provided that x, y, z is not equal to 0. So, kung mapapansin nyo, in-interchange lang yung numerator at denominator ng bawat isa. Yung denominator ng isa ay ipinalit sa numerator ng isa. That's why, diba dito ay x ay denominator. Napunta siya sa numerator ng z. On the other hand, yung y na numerator ng z, naging denominator ng y. So, gawin nga natin to dito at tingnan natin kung lalabas pa rin na sagot is 4y equals 3a. Let's have, interchange muna natin. So, we will have y over a equals, ano na magiging numerator natin? Pinalitan na natin. We will have 3 over 4. By the way, you can post this video kung gusto nyo kayo muna mag-solve, and then tingnan nyo kung tama yung isosolve nyo by continuing this video. Okay, so let's have cross multiplication ulit. Property, y times 4 is 4y. A times 3 is 3a. So, walang nagbago po, using alternation property, yan pa rin siya. Okay? Next, let's have inverse property. So, in inverse property, if w over x is equal to y over z, then x over w is equal to z over y. Provided na sila ay hindi dapat nag-equal lahat sa 0. So, kung makikita nyo sa inverse property, yung numerator at denominator ay in-interchange. So, si x napunta na sa numerator, si w naging denominator, si z naging numerator, at si y naging denominator. So, interchange natin itong ating example. So, we will have 3 over y equals 4 over a. Tingnan nga natin, pag na-cross multiplication natin, ito pa rin ba magiging sagot? So, we have 3 times a is 3a equals y times 4 is 4y. So, same pa rin po sila. Same po pa rin sila. Ano po? So, inverse property yan. Next, addition property. So, if w over x is equal to y over z, then w plus x over x is equal to y plus z over c, provided that x and z is not equal to 0. So, makikita nyo, in-add a numerator at denominator dito, taas. Then, copy the denominator. So, gawin natin dito. So, we'll have y plus 3 over 3, tama ba? Okay. Equals a plus 4 over 4. So, cross multiplication tayo. So, we'll have y plus 3 times 4. Pwede ko siya isulat as 4 times y plus 3. Kasi sa multiplication naman ay kahit magkabaliktad, same pa rin makukuha sa diba? So, para lang madali natin i-distribute mamaya. Okay, so equals 3 times a plus 4. Okay, so we have 4 times y, 4y. 4 times 3 is 12, positive 12, equals 3 times A, we have 3A. 3 times 4 equals positive 12. Okay. Ma'am, hindi na parehas. Meron ng plus 12. O sige nga, tanggalin natin yung parehas sa 12. Diba? Meron tayong rule o meron tayong addition property na kung may i-add na parehas sa both side of the equal or both side of the equation, we will still have the same number. So, ito lang, parang inad lang yung dalawang 12. O pagka tinanggal ko ba yung 12 dyan, same pa rin ba makukuha natin na 4y at equals 3? Diba? Same pa rin. So, yan po ay equal pa rin. So, we can conclude that 4y, we can write 4y equals 3a pa rin. So, ayan pa rin yun. Walang pinagbago. Parang naglag-add lang tayo ng plus 12. So, same pa rin po sila. Same number. Next, subtraction property tayo. So, this is just the same as addition. Ang pinagkaiba lang, syempre, yung operation. So, same pa rin po sila, no? So, we'll have, imbis na plus, magiging minus. So, y minus 3 over 3 equals a minus 4 over 4. So, cross multiplication ulit tayo. We have 4 times, y minus 3 na to, equals 3 times a minus 4. So, 4 times y is 4y. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12 equals 3 times a is 3a. And 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. So, di ba parehas lang mo kanina sa addition? Ngayon, minus 12 naman. So, same pa rin number yan. Same pa rin. So, we still have 4y equals 3a. So, kahit ibahin natin ng property, we will still have the same answer. So, before we move on to our next activity, let's recall first kung ano ba yung mga na-discuss na natin. So, first, proportion is the equality of two or more ratios. So, pag sinabi equality again, it does not mean na dapat ay equal lang by numbers, but also with the unit. Number 2, fundamental rule of proportion. So, anong meron sa fundamental rule of proportion? Na kung saan, kahit i-change natin into a fraction form ang ating proportion, will still have the same proportion. And number 3, we have 5 properties of proportion, namely cross multiplication property, alternation property, inverse property, addition property, and subtraction property. Okay, so let's have the activity called Let's Summarize. So you're going to describe proportion in your own words and write this in your notebook. Ayan, so paano nyo siya na-gets? Paano nyo siya naintindihan? Write your answer in your notebook. Okay, so you may pause again this video to write your answer. Then for activity number 4, let's have That's My Property. Analyze the property of proportion that will be posted. Write the letter of the correct answer and write your answer in your math notebook. Let's have number 1. 1/3 is equal to 5 over 15. Then, 15 equals 15. A. Cross multiplication property. B. Alternation property. Or C. Inverse property. So, ano ba property yan? Okay, the answer is letter A. Cross multiplication property. Number 2. 1/2 is equal to 5 over, or 1 over 2 is equal to 5 over 10. Then, 2 over 1 is equal to 10 over 5, or 2 equals 2. So, what property can you see in this example? A. Cross multiplication property. B. Alternation property. Or C. Inverse property. You may pause this video for a while and write your answer in your notebook. Okay, so the answer is letter C, inverse property. So, in-interchange lang numerator and denominator. Number 3. 2/3 or 2 over 3 equals 10 over 15. Then, 2 over 10 is equal to 3 over 15. What is this property? A. Cross multiplication property. B. Alternation property. C. Inverse property. So the answer is letter B. Alternation property. So pinag-interchange lang si 3 tsaka si 10. Okay, let's have number 4. 1 over 6 equals 2 over 12. Then 12 equals 12. Is it A. Addition property, B. Cross multiplication property, or C. Subtraction property? The answer is cross multiplication property. Number 5, we have 1 over 2 equals 2 over 4. Then, negative 1 over 2 is equal to negative 2 over 4. Is it A. Addition property, B. Cross multiplication property, or C. Subtraction property? The answer is letter C. Subtraction property. I hope that you learn a lot in our lesson for today. Proportions are really important. If you understand how they work, you can use them to solve all sorts of real-world math problems. And the best way to understand them is to practice what you've learned in this video by working problems on your own. Again, this is Teacher Abby signing off with a quote. With practice and determination, I believe that you can solve any problem in math. Thank you and bye-bye!